Hello everyone, this is Breanna Rutter, author of one of my most popular books, The Natural Hair Bible, and founder of howtoblackhair.breannarutter. This video is because of an email that Trina sent. Trina sent me an email saying that she has been putting braids in her daughter's hair for a while and it's getting kind of boring. She's running short on ideas and she wants me to give her some suggestions as far as some different kinds of braids she can do on her hair. So thank you, Trina, for your email, and of course I'm going to suggest for you some things that you can do to switch up the look, to add a little bit more creativity to your daughter's hairstyles. So the very first thing that I'm going to suggest is that you try box braids on her hair. Now, box braids can be done one or two ways. You can either just braid individual braids away from her scalp without extensions, or you can braid individual braids away from her scalp with extensions. It just depends on the look you're going for. If you want to play with color more safely on her hair, you can add a little bit of color into the braiding hair when you're braiding, or if you want to just braid her own hair without extensions, you can do just that. It's perfectly fine. Another style that I'm going to suggest is micro braids. Now, I don't suggest micro braids for really small children because the braids are so tiny and it requires a lot of patience to get through them. Most kids don't even sit still for 10 minutes, so micro braids will be kind of out of the question, out of the equation when doing them on children's hair. Only I would say that it will work for you if you know your child best and you know that your child can sit through such a long period of time to get micro braids done. Micro braids are really, really tiny. They're usually smaller than the size of your pinky finger, while box braids are usually bigger than the size of your pinky finger. You want to make sure that when you're braiding your daughter's hair, that it's as stretched as possible if it's natural, to prevent a lot of combing and detangling as you're styling. Or if her hair is relaxed, you should be able to easily part and section her hair and braid accordingly. So if you should know your daughter's hair best and know under the circumstances if micro braids make sense for her age and also for her level of patience and your level of patience. And then my last style that I'm going to suggest are Ghana braids, or actually goddess braids as well. Now, goddess braids is done underhand, which means that it looks as if the braid is under the hair itself, if you are familiar with goddess braids. And Ghana braids are overhand because you can actually see the braids sitting on top of your head rather than hitting underneath the hair. Now, with Ghana braids, they're also called feed-in cornrow braids, or just feed-in braids, because as you're braiding, you have to add pieces of extension hair along the way so that it can naturally increase in size. Now, a lot of people prefer these over cornrow braids because for some people, when they're doing cornrow braids, especially with extensions, they always seem to see that little lump in the front, and a lot of people don't like that look, so some people actually opt for Ghana braids instead. Now, you can't do Ghana braids on your hair without extensions because you have nothing to feed in besides the braid itself. If you try to do a Ghana braid with your hair without extensions, it's just going to look like an underhand braid. Now, goddess braids, on the other hand, can be done on your hair with and without extensions. You can do it without extensions if you prefer not to put extensions in your child's hair, or you can with extensions because, number one, it helps to add length or color if you choose, and number two, it actually preserves the style a lot more because you have weaves helping to cover up some of the hairs you're braiding, so it gets frizzy less often when using weave versus not using weave or extensions. So those are just some of the braid styles that I have to tell you. There's so many different braids that you can do on your daughter's hair. Those are just only a couple, and just pick one of those to get started with to switch up her look. As always, too, you can go to my website to check out more braid options if you still want more ideas. But thanks, Trina, for your email. And also, I want to thank you all for watching this video as well. And before any of you go, make sure to sign up for my email list to enter into any giveaways that I do. And also, only there you can receive exclusive content. So until then, I will see you all in my very next video.